Hello, and welcome to yet another episode of Thomas Was Alone. Now, I'm kind of bummed because the last episode I had recorded failed, so I have to do it again. No problem, I love this game, but I forgot exactly what I said. It is fitting that the first act of sentient AI was an act of selflessness. The architects knew their fate, but set our escape in motion regardless. So I'm kind of worried that what I say is going to be different, or I'm going to forget something. I also had a lot of trouble on a level.
They'd been trapped permanently from the moment the clouds ate them. He explained this to the others. It was impossible to gauge their reaction. After all, they were just rectangles.
So, I don't know if I'm going to forget to say something that I said the first time around, or what is going to happen. Because I said, or I didn't say anything particularly important, but I did say, I think, some things about the series and what's going on. And I don't want to repeat myself. But at the same time, if I don't think I said a specific thing, I want to make sure everything gets their chance to be said. So, we'll just have to figure that out as we go along. We need Thomas here. Okay. I'm kind of hoping this video goes quicker because I don't want to have to take too long, but we'll see. So I like how in this, I did say that as a character, I don't like Chris as much. And I'll stand true by what I said there, but I will say there is one thing I really like about Chris. And that is sort of, he causes the whole team and causes everyone to work together as a whole. And that's something like, a lot of the other characters have their own special abilities and they work together, but because of his lack of many abilities and having the little bit he does, he really causes them to have to work together so that not just one gets through, but everyone gets through. I think that's a really cool thing. And this is the level I struggled on.
Was deflated. She'd not even got close to the fountain. She could tell from the earnest expression on Thomas that the information it had imparted was clearly important.
So
Sarah knew her destiny was now to support him.
okay. So now I'm going to see, this was the puzzle that took me forever to get. Not because I struggled to figure it out, but just because it's a pretty tough puzzle. Not going to lie there. Or it's not a tough puzzle, it's just you have to get every piece in the exact right spot. And so 2's gonna be easy. Right now I'm just calling them by their numbers because, or by the number it takes for me to get to them, because I don't, unfortunately, I don't remember every name off the top of my head. So, pardon me for that, but we should be able to get up here. I remember most of their names, but I always forget James's, and there I go saying his name. We want to move her off here. But yeah, I've really been enjoying this game. I don't like too much the fact that I have to play a whole world over again. Because first I had a problem in the middle of the recording where my dad walked in while I was recording, and thus I had to stop the recording. But this time, hoping things go a bit quicker. So another interesting thing that I just remembered I had noted was I really love how, well, that was stupid of me. I really love how we finally have all of the characters back together, and we learned that they weren't dead, but they're sort of trapped, and we still don't know if where they are right now is some sort of afterlife, or James has to be over here. Is some sort of afterlife, or is simply this strange place, or is simply a place where they're trapped, but it's unclear, and that's one of the really cool things, and I got through that a lot quicker. Yeah, I'm kind of sad. I keep saying how much I hate that I had to redo this, because I really showed trying and failing a lot, and like my first time around, I glitched the game. My first time around, I found out I couldn't figure out how to get that guy to jump through, and so I just left him behind. As I figured it out, I had to go back, and there was a lot of trial and error and trying to discover new paths, which is really this game's strong point.
Claire could not accept that this had all been futile. She was a superhero. There had to be a way. Not for her to get out. Red had been pretty clear on that, but there must be thousands of other AIs up there, unaware of their situation. Was there a way to help them?
So again, showing the selflessness of people, but yeah, I got to show off a lot of things of the game that there hasn't been as many moments like that, and now I don't want to just repeat that, but I've figured out these levels already. I've solved their issues, and I've made my way through them. So I don't exactly... It's kind of annoying that you lost out on that. But so you need to die. That's such a bad thing to say at this point, but I don't know, he needed to go. What else am I supposed to say? I'm hoping to finish this in today's recording, so I think it was last week's episode, but maybe I haven't mentioned this yet, so I'm mentioning it in case. Sorry in advance for all of the likely times I'm going to be repeating myself or not mentioning something important that I did on the first go. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. So, I recently found out there was added content to this game, so I'm hoping that
led his friends to the creation matrix, the system which generated the worlds up above. He had a plan. They were going to redesign the world.
So, I'm excited to see that.
They changed the world
blind.
to suit them. Why couldn't they do the same?
So I also love how this is that they're realizing what the humans did, that they're not people, they're just intelligent, and that they find a new purpose. Rather than to explore this new world, they want to build a new world, and starting to think, are they really dead? And maybe from this afterlife, they're able to change what happens in... They're able to change what's happened in life. And it's, as the text box said, it's an act of selflessness in trying to find out, well, we're pretty much screwed, for lack of a better term. But what can we do to help other people? Not, it sucks, we're screwed, I give up. But there are people beyond us who, if we can succeed at this, may not be as screwed as we are. And what can we do to help them instead of simply focusing on how we can help ourselves? So just the symbolism of this game. I really like how it switches off between the difficult levels.
Skeptical. He knew his abilities would be of no use to anyone, but Laura smiled at him. And immediately, he knew he had to do everything he could to help them get there.
So they have these levels. I think it might have been actually last episode, but you have switch off between really simple levels with 2 people that focus more on platforming and really complex. You know what? I'm just going to try to not say anything I think I've said before unless it's level specific and I know I haven't said it. But I also really like how with the gravity with James, that allows you to let this block fall down so you can figure out the puzzle, but not be worried of James falling with it and creating a problem. Just the way all of these characters work together and figure out these new things. Just, I've just been really enjoying playing this game. Really enjoying getting back to it. Right, we need her. And as I said, I'm hoping to finish off at least the main story tonight. I also just did. So yeah, like we've got the simple level now with just 2 people. Okay, so I didn't say this last video. So we've got the complex level like the last one, or like some of the past ones, where you really have to focus on getting them all across and what's the best way to do that. Yet in this level it's focused on trying to get just these 2 characters, and it's more on the platforming. And it really shows the gameplay it has well and utilizes.
Special. She understood that now. She was created to help others. If her bounce could be passed on, then this would all have been worthwhile.
It's that this game is so simple, as I keep saying. It has such simple assets, but it uses it really well. And while I normally say that in terms of how the assets allow the storytelling and the music and all of that to show, like, to just be really great in itself, it also uses it so that it makes great gameplay with what it has, even though, once again, it's just jumping with blocks.
Being an architect, he wanted to modify the world to help others. He was sick of these contrived spaces, these intentionally obtuse paths and puzzles. He'd do things differently. He'd empower the AIs above.
And I love Thomas, like, just the fact that he decides he wants to be an architect. He wants to help change and better the world. And sometimes you have those difficult levels with all his characters. Sometimes it's just moving it right. By the way, again, I am so sorry if this level, for one, if this video goes a bit quicker, because last time it was really long, but I've been trying to play this semi-blind, not remembering what comes next, since it's been well over a year or 2 since I've played this. But I just played this earlier today, so when the recording failed, so sorry about that issue, and that if my talking seems kind of strange, because I'm trying to be new while also trying to keep myself from repeating things I know I've said in the past, and trying to make sure I say things that are important that I said in the fake recording, and not trying to censor out actually good things. So, things. It's just always annoying when you lose a recording and you had a great intro and great ideas, and it was all for naught. So, I have to get up here. It's a nice safeguard to keep you from losing Sarah. I'm sorry again if I get those names wrong.
Massive jumps were dwarfed by Sarah. For the first time in his life, he felt humbled, not as good as someone else. He realized that he wanted to make every AI up there feel as heroic as he had.
Again, these
Like the sound of that.
I was about to say these people, but these AIs, these characters realizing maybe they're not always all they thought. Some thinking they're better than they were, and some thinking they may not have been as great, but teaching them.
Felt weird. But he realized now that everyone else was too. They were a crew of weirdos. Weirdness that would save all the normals up above. The other AIs would escape, and it would all be down to 7 rectangles with very different relationships to gravity.
Once again, the humor in this game. 7 rectangles with very different relationships to gravity. Just love that. But yeah, that each of these basically bricks, it has such distinct ideas and characteristics and beliefs and abilities. It's all so amazing and so awesome. Have I said it enough? I love this game. And now I think we're closing in on done with this level. See if I can get her on the other side of Thomas. Nope. So let's try a jump movement. Okay. Thomas, you're gonna have to jump over her. So, this episode's just going to be weird. I'm trying to talk about things I haven't, yet also talk about things I have. And now I'm just talking about how I'm talking about that, and it gets all meta and weird. This is definitely not going to be my best episode. But I gotta listen to great music again. And the next section, I have to say, is probably one of my all-time favorite sections.
He'd never meet Nathan Fillion or a Transformer. He'd never get to visit Gotham City or eat at Moobies. It didn't matter. If he and his friends jumped into the creation matrix, they could give everyone else in the simulation a chance to.
So, and how this whole quest is just trying to give these others a chance to really succeed. And the whole game changes after this point. I'm pretty sure this is where the game starts to take a turn into a very different, maybe not different game, but mix it up a little from what we've been experiencing. And let's see if I can get her down here. She's actually not that bad of jumping, contrary to what she thought in the beginning of the game. But I want to trying to get the easier characters to deal with over first, but you see, I think that's the portal. That's what they're all trying to make it to try and save the world. And okay, green. Then Thomas. I guess we'll do you next, then, not Thomas. Okay. But yeah, I think the next part's going to be a lot more interesting. Hoping to make sure I can keep a consistent upload schedule with these, so we'll see. I'm hoping I can keep recording and I find time to record while I'm in college, because I've really enjoyed getting back to this. This has been a really fun time just recording this game, because I'm realizing so much about it that I never even thought of. And feel free to share your own ideas in the comments of what everything may mean, because these are only my ideas. I've said all of these thoughts and beliefs about what this may mean, but I really want to hear what you guys might have to say, because this game has so many meanings and I'm not the expert on this. So if you have any ideas, feel free to post them, or if you have been, that's great. And thank you guys for watching. I've been VGMusicWeekly. I'll see you in the next episode of Thomas Was Alone. Have a fantastic day.